Hey there, Marge here from A Rose Grows in Harlem. It is Feeding Friday, June 12th, and I'm a bit under the weather. I know that my last video was talking about what I might be doing with Feeding Fridays. I have some ideas. I may talk about them on a track that goes over this video. It depends on how coughy and sneezy I get outside once I get into the dirt and the mold and the other stuff, so we'll see what happens. But I wanted to show you what happens when you leave stuff alone, how nature takes its course. I had a sneak peek because I saw stuff from the window and I wanted to come downstairs and show it how it actually looks like close up. So let's go outside. I've not been outside in a very long time. Oh, I think I'm gonna bring my little spider cleaner thing. Because I know that there are gonna be webs out here. But this, I think, is I've looked it up before, and I want to say that it was showing up as a privet, but I don't know what plant it is. But it has these beautiful pink flowers, and they come back every year. I will leave this for a moment to see if I can look that up. Okay. Now, I regularly have brambles, and if you don't know what a bramble is, you're lucky, or maybe you just haven't had a chance to encounter it. But it's basically this weed that has sharp thorns on it, and it's very hard to get rid of because of those thorns unless you go in with some kind of crazy gloves or something. But it's basically taken over everything, and it's hard for me to get anywhere without having to step on top of them and so forth and so on. Let me go this way. I have my boots on, thank goodness. Try to make sure there are no spider webs here. Now, I'll just get right to the surprise, because when I was upstairs, I saw these beautiful pink flowers. I thought they were great. I noticed there were some really bright colored things, and I'm gonna zoom in. I can't talk because the zoom in does not work with the microphone properly, so I might put this over with some voiceover later. But look at what's over here. So this is my telescoping lens. Sorry if it's shaky, but those are definitely blackberries. Can I see any more? I can't see them from here. See them? I have some crazy. Now, I thought those might also be strawberries, but I think they're definitely blackberries that have run away. I don't know what that's coming from. I would assume it's probably from the plant that I got at the very beginning. See, they look like strawberries, but I think they're blackberries. Now I will have to get rid of all of this garbage to get over there, and that's going to be my next cleanup attempt. But if you look through here, all of this stuff has to be cleaned all over again. I have vines coming up again on the house. I have all this crazy nonsense on the ground. And once I'm feeling better, I think I will just get some tarps and put them on the ground. That will take care of the weeds and everything. And we'll see what we can do. Now remember, I think by now it was last month. That was the path I cleared going down. And you can see all these other crazy things have grown in their place. So the thing that's really cool though is, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can get this dragonfly. Okay, I think I caught it. That right there is a dragonfly on top of my obelisk. I don't know how he got there. I can't keep my arms straight. I'm so excited. Isn't that amazing? Let me see if I can get a little closer without disturbing him. Okay, here we go. Okay, so you see the little spire on the top of my obelisk? That's where the dragonfly landed. Oh, there he goes. He came back. Hi. You came back. It's so hard to focus. Oh. There we go. It's still blurry, I'm sorry, but I'm excited because this is what you need for dragonflies to land. They like these pointy things that they land on, and they're supposed to eat all the mosquitoes. And I almost don't want to say anything, but I have not been bitten yet by a mosquito, and it has been very rainy. So let me continue on, because otherwise I'll just watch this adorable little creature forever. Okay, so moving on from there. Here, ooh, here are my peaches. Still growing. No fruit though, although they grew crazy. So what I will end up doing is I will prune them at the end of the summer to keep them at a certain height. And then when they grow taller, or rather when they will get ready to grow, this stem here, that will get thicker and it'll turn into a tree that can bear really heavy fruit, which is great. Now, what is the current state of my feeders? Being that it's feeding Friday, I'm just making sure there are no spiders over here. They are completely empty, which is good. That's by design. I wanted to try to stop feeding the animals for now until I could figure out how to secure these places so that the bird food does not spill out. And I also would like to get rid of these animal habitats, even though nobody's in them. I don't want to invite anybody, and maybe consider getting some ground cover or something here, and also clean up all of this stuff back there. I mean, see, I got broken branches and stuff like that. It's horrible. But here is that crazy empress tree growing and doing its thing. I've not seen the Joros yet. They're probably too small, but, and the dragonfly is still there. I wish I could make it zoom in. But I love them. They're great. Here was the path that I cleaned up a few days ago, I guess last month as well. And you see how big these leaves can get for the empress tree. that's more than 12 inches across. And that is the tree that I cut down. See? That's where I cut it. And that's what grows. So now, what do? You gotta knock it down. But now it's so big, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I have enough leverage over here. I don't know if there are spiders in here or what. Yeah, let me not do that while I'm filming. This is the path that I cleared before. Completely taken over again. There's the other empress tree. There's the pond back in there somewhere. My roses. I think there may be Joros. I can't tell because there are good orb weavers and there are Joros. And I try to keep the Joros in the trees if they want to stay there, as long as they're eating the mosquitoes. But if they're not doing anything, then they gotta go. Oh yeah, you could see the webbing is already starting, so I thought it wasn't time, but it's time. That is definitely a Joro. I'm not gonna zoom in. There's a whole web of spiders over there that I will have to clean up, but this webbing is a little golden. That's how you know this is Joros versus the other orb weavers. And I have a little tiny rosebud coming up. My pears are over there somewhere. This is another one of my roses that's being taken over by something else. So this, let me get to the front over here. So if you don't set up your garden from the beginning, like I did, or rather that I did not, this is what you have to deal with. Weeding can be prevented by going through everything, taking whatever you can out, all the roots, all the rhizomes, anything that's trailing, you know, underground. You take that out, put down some fabric cloth, and then cover it with either mulch or topsoil or something. But basically, you're just trying to prevent, you know, these unwanted things, because all plants are needed, right? They all have their own purpose. But if you don't want the plant, it then becomes a weed. So you have to think about what it is that's growing. These brambles are crazy and they're everywhere. And I'm trying to determine if they're berry brambles or not. And I don't think they are, because it's like, if I have the thorns, at least I would get the berries, right? But I do really want to go over there and wade my way through the weeds and try to find out if those blackberries are mine or if they've come over from someplace else. Because I did have, I think I had 2 blackberries that I bought bare root at the very beginning. I believe I bought those from Tai Nursery here in Georgia. And, excuse me. And I thought that plant was dead because I really wasn't able to get to it. I couldn't feed it, I couldn't get it water. But if it got to the ground, it has everything that it needs. So now there are blackberries. I'm gonna clear some space and see if I can get a little closer. Okay, now you can definitely see those are blackberries. Excellent. Let's see if there's any others I can see. Yep, and they trail all the way down. I know it's hard to see and I'm sorry, but definitely blackberries. Okay, so I found where the mosquitoes were hiding. So I will not stay out here much longer because I did not put on any insect stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna go talk to you inside. All right, well, I found where all the mosquitoes were hiding. Oh, it is a mess out there. It is a mess. And I will oh, they're all over me already. Anyway, I found where the mosquitoes are. I'll probably then jump into the shower to make sure they're all gone. And I'm sorry that I sound nasally, but I'm getting over a cold. So, what is next? I was not sure, and I have to admit I was a little, not disappointed, what is the correct word? I wasn't sure that I knew what direction I wanted to take the channel in, or at least, I'm sorry, Feeding Fridays, because, you know, I created this new thing and now the mosquitoes are all over the place. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with Feeding Fridays, but I gave myself time to think about it. And I will probably head to my local bird feeding shop and see if they have any books. I know that they have classes, and I know that they have recommendations right in the store, but unless I'm there writing notes, because I'm a note taker, I listen to things, and while I can hear things pretty well, I internalize them when I can read them, and when I hear them and put them to paper. Like, that's where, at least for me, that's where my understanding and internalization happens. I have to take notes. So for me, reading is way better because it's so much easier to just read it, comprehend it, write a note about it, and it's like a direct translation, right? Or rather, there's no conversion required. Ooh. Mosquitoes. So anyway, I'm going to get distracted. But my plan is I'll go to the library, I'll see if there are any books there on, gross. See if there are any ideas of how to keep bird feeders nice and clean, how to make sure that you keep the feed itself from spilling, which means I can almost guarantee you they're gonna say make sure that you secure the bird feeder, put it away from places where squirrels might get to it and jump and spill it all over the place. Also look into getting the no mess bird food, because even if the food is gone, like if they've eaten the sunflower seeds and leave the stuff on the ground, that will still have pests come and see if there's any more food, right? So I might consider getting that. It's a little more expensive, but it's worth it. And then I can use the bird seed to actually like have things grow. Like, I cannot tell you how many stalks of wheat I have. I am seriously considering like capturing it, seeing if I can harvest the wheat and use I have a manual wheat grinder, what do they call a flour mill that I got on eBay, just like as a just in case. I got this really manual flour mill that you wouldn't want to be doing pounds and pounds of flour, okay? But I have to see, you know, what kind of wheat this is. It's probably, I don't know what, I'll have to research the company that makes the bird food, see what kind of wheat that they say, because when I use my Seek app, it just says bread wheat, and I'm like, that's helpful. Not giving me the grain, the strain, not giving me anything like that. So I will check to see what I can gather from there, and see if it's possible, because I might not have the time, I might not have the energy, I might not have I have the resources, but I'd have to make time, and I'd have to put stuff aside to start working on my garden again. And with everything else going on in the world, I'm kind of prioritizing other things, like making zines, and the one that I showed you on a few episodes ago, putting together a website so that people understand, like, what do I do? Like, what can I do? I'm just one person, you know, and it's really important for me to get the word out to others, especially in my local community, that it's not hitting you right now, because, you know, you're in and I'm talking about the people in my neighborhood, like, you guys are in a good spot where this is not affecting you. And if it is affecting you, it's not affecting you directly, right? It might be somebody in their family, it might be something like that, but they're not doing anything, or at least I don't know if they're doing things. And if they are, then that's fantastic. But I feel like a lot of people around here are just like, oh, it's not affecting me, so I'm just gonna keep my nose down, keep it to the day-to-day, and, you know, that'll be it. And let me tell you, that's not the way. That is how we got here in the US. That is how we got here, because people were not paying attention. And it's really upsetting, because it didn't have to be this way, but those who didn't care, just let the people who did care move forward with plans that they wanted, and now we have to fight even harder to have that to change. So that's my priority right now. And yeah, the garden, I want to work the garden into this because I know that the supermarket shelves are not going to be full forever. I know that, I mean, every year there are preppers who are warning about things that are going to happen, but you really have to start preparing for the things that are going to come down. Gas prices are going to go up even more than they are now. There are already people who can't afford groceries. There are people who are scared to go shopping to get gas because they're afraid that they're going to be taken, you know, by Border Patrol or by ICE. And that's a real problem. If you don't feel like it's not affecting me, so I shouldn't do anything, unsubscribe from me, because the whole point of gardening, and I hate using the word permaculture, because I found out that that was a word that was literally coined by a white guy who went and sought the knowledge of gardening, and not even gardening, of using the land in a way that was not hurting the land from indigenous people. He took that idea, he coined the phrase permaculture, and then he wrote books on it. And I'm like, well, I hope you're giving some of those royalties to the people that you learned it from, because that isn't that literally why we're in the place we're in right now? We have people who come, gain knowledge, and then monetize on that knowledge. And I think that's disgusting. It's one of the main reasons why I didn't want to have, I didn't want to monetize this channel, right? This, first of all, was just a documentation of the stuff that I was doing. If people learn things from this channel based on you know, my trials and errors, that's amazing. Let me share that with whomever wants to be, you know, whoever wants to learn that. I did offer t-shirts and stuff like that because I know that there are people on YouTube and there are channels on there that if I watch you and I see that you've got a cute shirt, it's got a cute saying, I'm like, oh, how do I get that shirt, right? And if it's their shirt, that's even better because I'm supporting them, and I think that's fantastic. So I never will say share, like, and subscribe. I will never say, and I'm not trying to say, I'm not trying to be in a soapbox. That is not a bad thing. That is not a bad thing. I am just sharing the trials and results of the things that I am doing here. I don't want to charge anybody for that, because there are going to be some failures, and the things that I learn might be different than what someone else might learn, right? So this is just, it was just a way for me to see the progress that I have I don't even know how to say it. I just wanted to show what I was doing, so this way I could look back in 2020 when I started, and I think it was December. It's either December 2020 or 2021. I don't remember exactly. One of those Decembers, I was like, forget it. Let's just do this. Let's start cleaning up and get some trees and let's do it. And I just wanted to show at least once a week or at least once a month what's happening. And there's been a time that I had to go dormant because life got in the way, you know, and I am learning little by little. Like I said, with this specific Feeding Friday helped me to delegate time just for this purpose. So no matter what else I have going on during the day, I want to make sure that I have this in place so that I am setting time aside. I am setting, you know, effort aside, energy aside. Even when I'm not doing something, I'm still thinking about it, you know, because there's a lot that has to be done all at once. Resisting can be done while gardening, while canning, while cleaning the house, while taking care of cats. All these things can happen while working a full-time job. This can all happen at the same time. You just have to learn how to organize and to structure the day, or at least structure how time is being used, so that, you know, I'm not sitting there scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, which I think I've gotten a lot better with. And the fact that I have continued to keep up this weekly cadence, I'm proud of myself, because I normally quit after a week of something. I'll start something, I'll be like, oh, that's great, yeah, okay. And then I'm done. But this has been great so far. I know it's not been consistent for the viewers, and I apologize, because I'm literally running on my own agenda and what I can fit and what's happening. So don't feel bad if this is not what you sign up for, if you want to unsubscribe, or if you want it, that's fine by me. I know a lot of people, I look at my analytics just as a curious thing, and I think most people cut off after like the 30-second mark, like they just don't care. which is fine, because I don't want you to be here if you don't want to be here, you know. You also have to prioritize your time and your effort and what you're spending your energy on, and if this isn't something you want to do, then that's okay. I'm the only one who has to do this, so no hard feelings here. So what's next? I want to get some additional information on how to do bird feeding right. So I will probably not fill the feeders until that time, although I do have a lot of bird food left over. So I might put it out in small amounts, small enough so that it won't spill all over the place, or so that the birds can get to it and then not, you know, spill it so that the other pests come and get it. That may take me to the library, that may take me to a used bookstore, that may take me to Barnes & Noble, who knows? It all depends. I'm trying not to shop online because it is easy to do that, but I think it's super important to support local companies, to support small businesses, excuse me, and especially used stuff. Facebook Marketplace is an amazing resource to swap things, sell things. I'm just not on Meta. I got rid of my Facebook, I got rid of my Instagram, and I just couldn't be a part of that company anymore. And now I try to shop local. I look for my Black-owned bookshops. I look for women-owned bookshops, people of color running businesses, you know, make sure to give them my business. And anybody who's fighting for the cause, I'm trying to make sure my money is spent there, because it's super important that we support each other. Mutual aid is going to be huge. People can definitely go out there and protest. People can go out there and write letters and call their representatives, which they should be doing every day. 5 calls and resist bot. Look those up. Don't Google them, DuckDuckGo them. Search for them online and see how you can reach out to your representatives. All that should be done in addition to figuring out how to help with mutual aid. Find the people who are vulnerable in your communities and try to help them out. Whether that's giving to a food kitchen, giving some of your time, volunteering with an organization to do, you know, whatever they have planned to help people in the neighborhood. That's important. Or growing a garden and giving away your abundance, which is a huge thing, especially because the farms are hurting right now. You know, it's an amazing thing to be able to create something and then give that away, you know, to someone who might be in need. So that's what I want to do with Feeding Fridays. I want to figure out how to do it right, and then I'll go ahead and start with the feedings again. Might be doing, I almost don't want to say it, because if you put it out into the universe, sometimes that's it, and that's the energy that it takes, and that it fizzles away. But I want to do Seed Saturdays. And I know Charlie is excited about that because they wanted me to talk about my rose seeds. I have to see how I'm feeling tomorrow. It may not be, I probably won't do a date, because normally every time I put up a video, you know, I'll always put the date that's on there. I might give like a date range or a month range. Excuse me, sorry. But I want to make sure that the video goes out on a certain day, so I may not say the date in case I'm filming over several days, just to make sure that I get the content that I need. But I have to, and I will review the books that I have, because I have books specific to Georgia and my growing zone, and it tells me everything that's grown all year round. I'll have the seeds that I've picked, if any of those are still valid. We're in June. I think I could still plant everything that I have here And if anything, I can just bring it indoors at the end of the season to overwinter it. And overwintering just means that something that's annual, which means it only, you know, it blooms once, you can harvest it for that year, and then when the cold comes, it dies. But if you bring a plant indoors, you can overwinter it, let it keep growing inside, and then when you bring it back out in the spring, you've got a brand new adult plant. So you don't have to wait at all for all the stuff. You just wait for a little bit of new growth, and it'll probably start producing, you know, whatever fruit that or vegetable that's supposed to come out of it. Something that does really well with overwintering are peppers. So you can start peppers indoors. You can even grow them indoors. And I have to redo all of these lights because some of them are out. I have to figure out the wiring, so if one goes out, they all don't go out. Or if they do, it's only certain parts of it. Because I don't have any kind of notification to tell me when these lights go out, except for coming down here every day and just making sure the light's working. So I do want to empty everything in here, and the only things that stay are the things that are growing. So nothing that, no storage, like this 2-tier thing. If there's something not growing on it, or if there's not a light down there, I don't even want it in here. And I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 lights in here. Some of them are on, some of them are not. I have to figure out how they're wired, so I will definitely show that. I will probably have 3 different types of videos that are coming up. One is the garden cleanup, where I will try my best. I'm not very good at it, as you can tell. I'm pretty chatty. I will try my best not to talk. I will just set up the camera and show you me working on each piece. And I'll probably speed run it because I might be out there for a few hours. I will lather myself up in Zevo, put on some long sleeve shirts. I might even get a mosquito net just to get out of it, but it's very hard to see past that. So I'll probably just, you know, put on some really good insect repellent, put on I have to get some sweatbands. Is that what they call the headbands for the sweat? Remember in the 80s when we had the sweatbands? I'll probably get some of those because I get so sweaty outside. Just to keep because once I sweat a lot, then the insect repellent gets in my eyes, and it's very uncomfortable. So I'm trying my best to get myself ready because there are a lot of mosquitoes out there, and I don't like to spray. Oh, I will put on my list to get, do I have any here? Yes. I will put on my list to get some more mosquito bits because this works. But every time it rains, you have to put out some more. So I'm probably gonna go and get 2 bags. I think I can get these from Pike's. I think I can get these from Pike's Nursery. I should be able to. And if not Pike's Nursery, I can go to either Harbor Freight or someplace else. We'll see. I'll look around and see who has them. These are mosquito bits. I talked about them once before. And the active ingredient is, where is it located? It is a bacterial pesticide. It's Bacillus, oh my goodness, thuringiensis substrate, SUBSP, I guess a substrate, Israelensis strain. Oh my goodness, and some other spores. I have no idea how to say that. Hopefully that will, I don't know if that's gonna, I'll put it up. I'll put it up here. And it says, this is why I liked it. It controls, it says it kills mosquito larvae within 24 hours. It controls fungus gnat larvae in growing media or soil of house, garden, and landscape plants and home mushroom beds. So it will not affect if you have mushroom beds, like it's good. You can use it in standing water, which is great because you could sprinkle it in water gardens and pools, flower pots and saucers, bird baths, rain barrels, ditches, gutters, old tires, animal watering troughs. I don't know how to say that word. I'm gonna be ridiculous right now. But it also kills a larva of a mosquito that may transmit all the yucky stuff, Zika, West Nile, and other borne diseases. So it shows a picture of everywhere you could put it, and it's really great. The best thing that I love is that if it's just using bacteria to get rid of the mosquitoes, and it just kills their larvae. And my dragonflies are not fast enough to kill the mosquito larvae, so, or the mosquitoes, so I can, you know, try to get them when they're in the standing order. Let's see what else. So did I go over the 3 different things? So I have the garden updates, which is the cleaning, the seed Saturdays, which have to do with seeds and seedlings, and then my feeding Fridays. And I don't know, I just like alliteration, so I'll name it something, and I might just, you know, release it whatever during the week, but I wanted to try to motivate myself to get something else started, because I really should have a nursery. I get so excited over new seedlings that just pop up out the ground. Like, I am more excited for seeds to come up and for me to harden them off to get them outside than I am of harvesting the fruit that come off of the plants. It's pretty ridiculous. All the hard work goes into having something that you can then take and eat and consume, but I love the part that's like right before that. Don't get me wrong, I love to harvest stuff, but my favorite part is, you know, creating the stuff. So maybe I'll see if I can go get a part-time job in a nursery, who knows. But I really love, that's my favorite part, is to put the seed in the ground and to see it sprout, because for me that is pure magic. Everything else is already above ground, you know how plants work, you know how leaves are made and whatever, but to have something transform from a seed into a plant, that to me is, that is nature's magic. And that is something that I think if more people took the little things for granted and turned that around and saw it for the magic that it was, maybe we wouldn't be in this state. But that's what gives me joy, so I'm just gonna keep doing that. I've kept you long enough. This is now going on 23 minutes, and that's just me babbling. So so yeah, tell me what you think. Do you have any recommendations for books that might have good advice on keeping bird feeders clean and keeping pests away? I will definitely be sharing my books, and I will probably end up putting it on my I have a bookshop.org book list that has all the books that I love, that I either purchase or I recommend, and it's just a great way to support local bookstores, and you can still order online so that you can get it. But thank you for watching. I hope everybody is out there doing some resistance, staying safe, and tell your friends and your family how you feel about them and how much you miss them, how much you love them, how much they mean to you, because you never know what might happen tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.